And welcome to this week's edition of Chalk Talk. We're joined by Broome head football coach Todd STaley. Well, Todd, the road had been good there for a while, though, but had kind of a rough trip down to Emerald this past Friday night.
It was. It wasn't a very good trip for us, no doubt. We played well at times, but definitely not well enough to win that game.
A lot of people don't realize, you play a tough schedule and you play 10 regular season games. It is just hard mentally. I mean, as much as players may want to do it, really to get up 10 times during the season to play.
Well, especially when we're on the road 6 times this year. I think that has begun to take a little toll on us. No doubt injury bug has played a big part of it. We just didn't play real well defensively. We didn't get lined up like we were supposed to. And when you don't get lined up, you're thinking too much. And defense is a game of just lining up and reacting and playing full speed. And I feel like we did that last Friday.
First possession went really well in the game, took it down, and I guess sometimes they'll say maybe it was a little bit too easy.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what we said later on. I think we averaged about 12 yards a snap going down the field. Our shortest gain was an 8-yard pass. And I think, and I preached this all last week, this is not the same Emerald team as the one we played in the playoffs. And as much as I preached that, that opening drive looked a lot like that. And I'm afraid we may have taken a little bit advantage of it.
Centurions looked in the first half a step slow, but came out in the second half and really seemed to pick the intensity up there. But dug kind of a deep hole can you get out of this week at halftime?
Yeah, we made a few adjustments offensively, which all worked in the second half. We moved the ball at times. We just didn't get it in the end zone. We had a penalty called when we completed the ball down to the 1-foot line. We'd had it first and goal from the 1-foot line. Our defense didn't make many adjustments. We were just not getting lined up. And so we a little pep talk to our defense about getting lined up and doing your own job, what you're supposed to do. And we played well. We really did. We were hurting offensively. We were minus Brian Foster, our leading receiver, had been out all week with an ankle injury. He's a starting split end or starting flanker for us. Leading receivers are starting corner. And when we miss a key player like that, it doesn't just affect one position, it affects many.
Well, again, we talked about Bryant there, that he does so many things for the team there, though. But our player of the week was Nick Crocker, who I thought stepped up, and with some of the injuries you had, I thought had one of his better games and had to do a lot of different things for you.
He did. He really touched the ball at wide receiver. He touched the ball at what we call our H-back. I think he had 6 catches. I think he had 3 or 4 carries. Probably one of his better offensive games, that and the Fort Mill game. He's a senior leader. He's one of our captains. He needs to step into that role and be able to make those plays.
Season winding down now. We've got 3 regular season games to go. All 3 of them are important, though, but got to make one more. This will be your last regular season road trip. I know you're probably glad of that.
Yeah, finally coming to an end, 6 weeks of traveling, but it's an important game for us. We've talked all week. Our backs are against the wall. It's funny, things can happen even with 2 losses in the region. If things could transpire the way we like and we could win the last 3 and other things happen, we could win the region. But also we could go just the opposite way and finish in dead last. And so we need to go out to Newberry and try to win, no doubt. It's an important game. Most likely we're going to need 2 out of these 3 weeks to win just to qualify for the playoffs. So it's been an important week of practice for us. I think our kids have responded well. I think they're a focused football team. They better be. Newberry's going to be a very athletic team, and it'll be a tough one for us.
Newberry's got a new football coach, but he's no stranger to the people in upstate.
That's right. Coach Strickland, he's won wherever he's been. I think it's Batesburg, Leeville. He won state championships. He won state championships at Gaffney, and no doubt he will win games at Newberry. They're in a transition. Newberry was a wing T team for 20-plus years, and now they've transpired to an I and a spread team. So it's a little bit different for those kids. I think they've had their struggles too offensively, trying to get that going, but they're still an athletic team and a team that we're going to have to play well against.
Defensively, what do they try to do?
They are much like a Gaffney defense. They got a lot of their stuff from Gaffney, from Phil coming there. They're a 4-man front. They're going to play a 4-2 linebacker set, some cover 3, some man-free stuff. And they're going to be aggressive. Those linebackers like to blitz a good bit. I think you'll very seldom see them not coming, at least one of them. And they're an athletic group, very aggressive, and they could give us problems if we don't take care of our assignments.
You've had a tough stretch over the last 3 weeks when the ball bounces another way.
Right.
You know, any one of those three of those games could have been wins, though.
Oh, there's no doubt. You know, it's funny how the losses, you remember them. You know, as coach and basketball coach, you always remember the losses. The wins, you enjoy them, and then they're gone. You know, the double overtime loss up at Fort Mill could have gone either way. The Mid-Carolina could have gone either way if we don't give up the 2 kickoff returns. We win that game. Same way Friday night. You know, if we don't get called on the penalty and it's 1st and goal from the 1 and we score, the momentum's on our side, and you never know what could have happened there.
Extremely important game tonight from the standpoint that Newberry's one of the teams that you're battling for playing opposition, and that head-to-head is one of the first tiebreakers.
Oh, there's no doubt. It's a game they're looking at the same way we're looking at. It's kind of a must-win to make the playoffs.
What do you think, or what are you looking to do as far as trying to take advantage of the game, as far as what things you think you'll be able to do?
Yeah, offensively, we feel good the way we've been running the football. I mean, we're probably running the ball better than any year that we've been here. It has a lot to do with the experience on the offensive line, even though there's only one senior. It has a lot to do with Chase Henry's experience in the backfield, and no doubt the explosion that Chris Corey has given us there at the running back, as small as he is. But we want to run the football. We've got to use the run to set up the pass. If Bryant Foster is able to play, and that's still up in the air and a question mark, then he and Nick Crocker give us some receivers that we can get the ball down the field to, and that will help us. If he's not able to go, then we've got to figure out something to do. We keep that ball running and figure out other ways to spread the field. Defensively, we've got to get lined up and make plays that we didn't do last week.
Well, we look forward to making that last trip down to Newberry this year and then coming home for the last 2 weeks.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.